Um, Back, I think it was April or May, I'm not sure exactly the date, I had a fire in here. I had gone by the stove and there was some paper sitting by the stove. And my wheelchair ended up hitting the button, lit the ignition on the stove. There was a bag attached to the back of my wheelchair. And I'd come over here and that somehow I'd gotten too close to the knobs on my stove and hit one of the knobs. And there was a paper over here. There's a paper up on here. And when I hit the knob, it must have lit that fire or that paper on fire and burned this cover. It started burning. I mean, it was so fast I didn't even know. I heard crackling. By the time I turned around, I turned like this and seen it and tried hightailing it out of here. And I go over to my door and I couldn't get out, so I ended up going into my bedroom and called for my friend, and she was able to come and help me. I couldn't get out the door. My hands don't work enough. And she was able to be here within 2 minutes, a minute and a half, and help extinguish the fire. We'd replace cupboards and stuff. I asked them, can you do an automatic door opener? And they denied it. And I went for an appeal and they denied it again, saying that in the event of a fire, shelter in place. I was like, what the hell do you mean, shelter in place? That doesn't make any sense. So I could burn up in the place if it, it was appalling. When I was told to shelter in place, I just felt that, how could you possibly tell somebody that's quadriplegic to shelter in place? It didn't make any sense to me, and I was dumbfounded. And when I called CELJ, how could they say this? Is what was my exact words to them. How could they say shelter in place? I felt that there was no dignity at all, no caring about me or anybody in my position. It was just more of a person, on the other end, and approve or not approve and keep it moving. And CELJ slowed that down and said, hey, look, he is a human being. Gave me that dignity back and the freedom to stay independent in my own home. Mike McCracken, actually, from Kelly, Mike took on the case, and he was my main guy that I went through. He helped me prepare for the appeal process, and we ended up going through the appeal and ended up getting awarded. They put in the door. Alexa, open the door. Which was great. It's changed my life. So much more that I can get outside and do. I don't have to depend on people to do so. It's worked great. Absolutely great. I can't say enough good things about CELJ. They've been life-changing to me. I can tell you that CELJ is absolutely 100% the best place to turn. They know the law. They don't let people or insurance companies get away with not doing the right thing. Felt like the insurance company was held accountable for what they are supposed to do. Every day I use it, I think to myself, God, what would I do without this? The willingness to help me. Really did surprise me. I just thought it'd be like another government office that really got paid to push papers through, and it wasn't that way at all. They got to get paid too. Everybody's got to get paid, and fortunately they do the work pro bono, I guess, or for free for us disabled people. And their funding has been life-changing to myself. So if anybody can give any amount of money, I'm sure they would be grateful. I would be grateful.